Hello everybody, how you doing? How's the day going? Yeah, so a quick one. I want to teach us how to improvise. Sometimes we have some things we feel that they're not useful anymore and we want to throw them away. I want us to know that those things they are still very, very useful. Like you can still make very vital use of them. So one of those things is some of like this our slippers. Can you see this is already bad? I've worn it as in it's all gone. But we can still make use of it. Look at this. This is even worse. Can you see it has cut? It's been home for a while. So I just felt I could use this to teach you how to improvise some of the things we have. This slippers is longer than my feet, so it's not going to be my size. But for me to achieve this, I need to cut it to myself. But before then, let me show you what we'll be using with it. This is what we'll be using. This material is what we'll be using for it. So I'm sure we have all kinds of material at home that we can use to make different things that we don't even know we can achieve. So yeah, this is what we're using, and this is what we'll be working with. This is called a lass. Lass is a mold, a shoe mold that makes you to know the exact size. This lass comes in different sizes, so it depends on the size you intend to achieve. So with this slippers now, I'm going to be using this to cut it out so that we can know the exact size. So this is what I'll be doing. I have a marker. This is called a marker. It comes out in the silver color. So I'll be working with this marker. The marker will help me. Let me see so you can see what exactly I'm doing. So this marker, I'm going to use it to mark it out. So yeah, I'm cutting it out now. Like you can see, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm shaping it out to give the shape, the exact shape that I want. This is it. This is my feet on it. This last now, this is what it gives me. So now I'm going to cut it out. I have different kinds of scissors depending on what you want to achieve. But please, when you want to do this, you need the scissors, you need a gum, you need gum brush. This is my gum brush. This is a new one, though I've not used it, but you can see that the tip is very long. But if you want to achieve what I'm doing, you can see this now is already used. I've been using it for a while, and if you look at it, it's shorter. It wasn't the time that I was using that make it short. I had to trim it off so that it won't smell anyhow. It can be very direct when I'm using it. Then you need a gum. This is gum. You need your tape rule so you can measure a tape measure. We need file. We have a smooth and a sharp file. There's actually a filing machine, but because you are improvising, you're not a shoemaker, obviously I don't expect you to have this at home in the machine type, but you could get this. I think they sell this around. You can get this and make use of it. So now this is the slippers that I have marked. Now I'm going to use my scissors to cut it out. But I need to ask myself, am I okay with this measurement? Is this what I want? I'm going to measure now to know if it's my exact size. So if I'm measuring, I'm going to place it at 15. So from 15, I'm going to place it there and measure to know if it is the size I want. This is giving me 38. I think I'm fine with that. So with this 38 now, I'm going to draw it. I'm going to cut it out. There's the scissors. You don't have to use this if you don't have to use it. I'm just showing you what I use. Okay, so now see, I've cut it out. You have to make it in a way that you can have a good shape. Since you will not have a filing machine to file it out, you have to use something that will give you a good shape. You can see what I'm doing now. I'm trimming it out. Now, this is what I've done. Just try and trim it well. It's important to trim it well. If you don't trim it well, you can see it's smaller. It's smaller now. So now, what else do I want to do? Am I okay with the way it's wide? Do I want to reduce it? I just want to leave it like that. For me, yes, I want to leave it. I don't want to add to it. But if you choose to remove from it, you can see this marker. You can decide to trim it to be smaller. But if you're okay with it, you can leave it this way. So with this now, I'm going to cut out from this material. Now, you can see it's a straight material. What I want to do, I want something that can go around these slippers. I'm going to start from here. That's from this side. You can start from anywhere actually. So this is what I'm going to do. Measuring it round. Now what I have is I have 24. I can make it 24 and a half so that I can have extra to use. So now I'm going to measure 24 and a half and draw it out. So using my tape rule, my measuring tape. Let me check. Is this up to 24? I have more than 24 here. So I'm going to cut in a straight line. This is what I'm going to cut out. It depends on, see, okay, when I cut it, you see what I'm trying to achieve with this. So this is it. I'm trimming it out. The remaining one is pretty small, so it's insignificant. So this is it. What I intend to do now, I intend to wrap this around this lip. I intend to wrap it around. But before I do that, we've done just one leg. We need to do the second leg. This one, I have to cut it out. Use my tape rule. Before then, you see, use your scissors to cut out. Cutting it out so that you can see step by step. If you have questions, you can send a message. I will definitely attend to your questions. Now, yeah, I'm placing it on the other one. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm placing the legs on themselves so that I can have the same measurement. Now, this is it. You can see, so I'm going to do this. Now, you can see the measurement. So now, I'm going to trim it up just like I did for the other one. Yeah, so now we have two cut sizes. You can see this now. So now this is what we'll be doing. We have cut this for one, we'll cut for the second one too. So we cut for the second one too. We use this to cut the second one out. I already have one, so we're trimming the second one out. You just need to, you don't need to place it again. You can use your measuring tape. And this is what we are doing. Please, you can ask any questions. You can go ahead and ask questions. I'm open to questions. Nobody is an island, so when you have questions and you ask questions, you learn more. When you keep quiet, you're limited. So this is it. I'm cutting out the second leg. Please use measuring tape, and if you have a ruler, the better for you. Use measuring tape. If you have a ruler, like I said, the better. In that way, you will not be making errors, and in that way, you will not be wasting some of these materials. It is important that you use measuring tape. This is it. You can see. So now I'll apply my gum. For this container, I just decided to use it. You can use anything. If you have bottles that you're not using again, like water bottles, you can cut and use it to apply your gum. This is it. Just do the little portion that you know you want to use so you don't get to waste the gum. Okay. So now this is what we'll be doing. You apply the gum on this round. You apply the gum round. You can see now. Can you see? I've applied gum round on this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this material to wrap it. You can apply gum on this material, but there's a but, please. Please note, if you're applying gum on this material, you have to do it very light. If not, it will stain, and not only that, it will dip in and you will see it smearing on the outer part. And I'm sure you don't want to spare whatever it is you're putting on. So just do it in a very light shade. You can see what I'm doing. Can you see? This is what I'm doing. Then you just touch it. You're touching it a little. Can you see? You're not really making it deep. In that way, it won't smell, but you still gum. Please don't forget, just a little. Okay, so this is it. I guess we are done with this. Then I'll do the other one. You can do these things in different ways. You can do them in different ways. So it's really, it might look difficult, but it is not. Okay, so this is this. Now, for what we have done here, we will now, can you see this one now? From that place that we started, but to make it, when you walk, this place is the covered part. So when you're applying, you do like this. This comes in the inner part like this. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? So I have few left. This little, I won't cut it up because it's not useful for me. I don't cut it up. Then I apply gum so that I can gum this down. Okay. So you can see I've applied gum on the inside. I'm going to do the same thing too for the back. So what I'm trying to do now is the remaining part, I want you to come down to what I have here. You don't need to cut as big as this so you don't get to waste the material. So this is what we have. Please, you have to be careful with the comb so it doesn't smell. Once it smells, the material will be soiled. Okay, so you can see what I've done. And I've done the same thing here too. So can you see what we have done? So now the next stage, this is what we'll be using as our sew. Can you see? Please ensure that when you're making a sew, don't use something that is plain for the back. You should have, can you see, have rough edges. The essence of having these rough edges so that you can have a better grip. If it doesn't have rough edge, you can slip off, you can fall. Maybe there's water on the floor or something. Please ensure that whatever you're using has a rough edge that can have a grip on the floor when you work. It's very important. Now for me to cut out the sew that I'm going to use, so this is the one I'm going to use to measure it out. And I've already covered one. The one that I've not covered, I'll use it to measure it out. Now you can see I've measured the first part. So now to measure the other part, I've used this. I'm going to turn it other way so that I can use it to measure the second part. So this is for the right, and this is for the left. Now, see, I've cut it out. So I'm going to cut out the sole. And I'm cutting it out now. You can see what we have done now. So I'm going to cut the second one too. I'm using them this way because I know that you don't have a filing machine to file. So if you make it extra, it will be difficult for you to use since there's no means of filing it. So please ensure that you're doing the exact measurement of what you're using. In that way, either you're able to file or not, you will not have a challenge. Okay, so now look at what we have done. This is the sew. So I'm going to apply it. I want to check if it's exact. Can you see? It's bigger. It's a little bigger. Is it big? Can you see? You check if it's bigger. Yeah, for me it is bigger. For some people it's fine. For me, it's bigger. So once you feel that it's bigger, you adjust it. The sole is not supposed to come out at any part. It's meant to be exact with what you have underneath. So now for me, I'm going to measure a little out. Just so we can have exact measurements. Can you see now? So now this little part, I'm going to trim it out. Now, I was saying something about having the smooth and the sharp so that you can use it to file. That's the essence of it. Okay, look at what I'm going to do now. Because I have a filing machine, but because you don't have, I need you to be able to accomplish what you have started. So this is what I'm going to use. So we'll use this to file. Can you see now? Are you following me? Yeah, so this is what we have done. Can you see? I've tried to file it so that it will be smooth. I know you don't have what to use, and I don't expect you to have because I know you're a shoemaker. So that's why I'm improvising for you. Yeah, you can see now the filing, the smoothing has changed. So that's what I was trying to explain to you. Just ensure that everything is even. So are we there now? This some paper we have the sharp and the smooth. This is the sharp that I just used. Now you can use the smooth. This smooth now makes it smoother than what you've done before. Yeah, so this is it. By the time you place it, yes, that's what we're talking about. We have our soul. So now I'm going to fix it. I'm sure you're wondering how we're going to complete it. Don't worry, we'll get there. So now for this thing, you can decide to put this sharp to still smoothen it so that it will be rough. The more rough it is, the more it will go properly. So now this is what I'm going to do. I hope I'm not too fast. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Please don't forget you can ask questions. And please, it's very important you can share this for those that also want to go into this. You can share. Please share, like it, and subscribe. So I appreciate that. Okay, so now I'm done with this. I'm going to apply my gum to this. Don't forget, just do little by little so it doesn't get rough. Can you see? I'm applying my gum now. You have to be careful when you're applying your gum so it doesn't smear, so it doesn't stain anything. Please be careful with it. You don't have to rush. You don't have to rush. You need to take your time and ensure that you apply the gum properly. The gum must touch every corner. Every corner. It's important that this gum touches every corner so that it can get dry properly too. That's very important. Okay, so I think we are done with this. You leave it to dry, then we'll go back to this. You can decide to trim, you can decide to leave it. So but I want to trim a little off. I want to trim a little off from this material. Okay. So now I'll apply gum. But you know what you will do to be careful? Ensure that when you apply this gum, it doesn't get to the edges, so it doesn't get stained. this is what we'll be doing from the middle. Can you see? I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. Please ensure that the gum doesn't get to the edge so that it doesn't stain the material. Please ensure it doesn't get to the edge. If not, the material will get stained. Gum most likely doesn't leave when it stains material, especially materials like this. So just ensure that at every time it doesn't get there. In that way, you don't need to be worried about how to clean it off. Just ensure it doesn't get to the edges. Okay. So now we are done making this. So I'm sure you're asking the question what is going to be on it. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. You see what's going to be on it very soon. So it's going to be one step at the time. Okay, so now we're done with this. We've applied gum. So we're going to place this on the floor. Now we're going to work on the hair. What are we going to have on the hair? This is what I'm going to use. This material is what I'm going to use. If you have this, if you don't have this material, you can look for anything that you feel that is flexible and is not hard, so it doesn't pain you on your feet. It's flexible, or if you have, just look for something that is flexible. In that way, you won't be stressing yourself too much. Now I come back to the last. So how do I know what to cut out from this place? This is how I know what to cut out from this place. This is the last that we're talking about. We use this to measure the soap. So we are going to use it to do the upper parts too. This is what we'll do. If we place from here, can you see from the edge of this to this? What we have is, we have 5.5. But if you place it to the back part, I'm sure you have a longer one. We have 7.2. But you're not going to measure 7 or measure 5. You will give ½ inch or 1 inch extra because you tuck it in. So if you are giving 1 inch extra, instead of having 5.5, we're going to have 7.5. 1 for the right side and 1 for the other side. So can you see? We have 7.5. We have 7.5 for the front. The back that we said was 7. So we will be having what now? We'll be having 9. So now what we'll do now is take out this. This is the material. We place the material. You can use your pen. The white marker most likely will not reflect properly. So this is what you use. You can use your pen. Anything as long as you can see what you have drawn. That's the most important thing. You can use anything. But if I'm going to use marker, I will use the other way. So we said we're having 7. We have 7.5 and we have 9. So now I'm going to measure it out. My 7.5. To my 7.5. Then my 9. Okay, so I have 7.5 and 9. So the extra that is there, move it. This is the extra. Then my 5 is in the middle. But they don't come straight. They often come slant. So we slant it out. We draw. It depends on the shape, but this is the shape I want. So from my shape now, I can now measure my 7.5. This is what I have. I have my 7.5 here. Then my 9. I have my 9 here. 9, 7.5. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm drawing. It depends on the wideness you want. This is what I've drawn. If you look at this, the upper part is the 7.5, the down part is the 9. This is what I want. I don't want it to be wider than this, so that's why I did it like that. So I'm going to cut it out now. Yeah, so this is what we have from what I've drawn. So I'm going to use this to draw the second one too. Use for the right and the left leg. Okay, so I have the other leg now, so I can cut it out when I'm ready. So but I want us to finish one first before we go to the other. So now this is it. What am I going to use? I'm going to put gum. Place it on this material since I'm using solely the material to work. So this is the material here. Then I'll apply my gum and place it on it. You see, like I said, put just the quantity you want so you don't get to waste the gum. Okay, yeah, so I've applied my gum. As you can see, I'm trying to apply the gum so I can do the finishing for the upper part. So that's what I'm doing already. I'm applying gum here now. Okay, so I'm done applying gum on this. I'm going to cut it out. So when you're cutting, you leave extra space. The essence of that is when you're folding, you can cover up whatever it is you have done. Like I said, it's not a must you must use this material. There are a lot of materials you can make use of. The most important thing is understanding what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is it. So now I'm going to cover it. So just have a touch on it, like I said earlier. Okay, so this is what we have. That's the back. This is the front. So we're almost done. Now the sole that we applied gum, but now it is ready to put together. So I'm going to come together. Look at what I'm going to do. Please look at it very well. This is the sole. So this is it. You ensure, as I said, when you're putting gum, you shouldn't get to the edge. So that when you're covering it, it covers just the exact place that you want the gum to reach. It won't go extra outside that place. Can you see? So this is the back. You can see now. You can look at this. Yeah, so like this is something else we need. This is called the leather board. You can use anything. Since I'm improvising, if you have cardboard at home, take one, you can use it. I've already what I've done now is this cardboard. I use this same measurement that I've done to measure it out. If you see that they are the same thing. So I cut out this cardboard. Now this is marco. You can see it's soft. If you don't have marco, because you're not a tissue maker, just like I said, if you don't have marco, you can make use of foam. All those thick foam that are not very high, soft ones. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to gum this with this. I still have small gum here, so that's what I'm going to make use of. So my gum is almost finished. Right now, I have to top it up a little. You can see. I want to see what I'm doing clearly. Okay, so now I'm applying gum. So, like I said, this is Marco. I'm going to apply gum on this Marco too and gum the two together. Okay. So I'm done applying my gum. I just wait a little for it to get dry so that I can use it. And you can see, applied gum on the Marco, waiting for it to get dry so I can gum it with this. So while I'm waiting for that, I can get able to do some other things, which is this, the second leg. I've not done it. Don't forget. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. So this, I'm going to apply gum, just like we did for the first one. I'm sure we know after this by now. And if we don't know, we can ask questions. Or if we feel that something is not clear, we can please go ahead and ask questions. That's the only way we can hold you on the same page. You need to understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then I've actually said nothing. So you need to really understand what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, I've applied gum on that one. While we're waiting for that, the other one is ready. So what am I going to do? This is it. I'm going to place it on it. Okay, you can see I've placed the board together. The board is thicker, so placing it together will give it a firm grip. And I'm going to cut it out. So this is it. I've cut it out. So the next step to this now is I'm going to wrap it with this same material. I'm still going to use this material to wrap it. I'm going to apply gum here. I'm going to apply gum here so that it sticks. I can stick properly to the clothes. I'm going to apply gum on the surface. But before this, let me first do the first one because this is the upper part. Now this down part is Marco, like I said. This slippers is also a Marco material, is Marco. So I want to use this to be a down part so that when they gum together, Marco and Marco tend to gum better. So once I'm done with this now, I'll wrap it. Please ask questions in case you don't understand. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe to this page. We're bringing more of these and a lot of wonderful designs for you. But we're starting with this because I understand that you might not be a shoemaker, but with time, gradually, even when you need the materials, we can help you with that. We can put you through on what to do and where to get them, depending on the location you are. So this is it. Now I'm going to wrap it with the material. Please, I hope I'm not too fast. Call me back in case I'm too fast so that we can help you on the same page. Yeah, so like I said, I've placed it on it. I'm going to cut it out. See what I've done. I'm going to trim it out now. So this is it. I've trimmed it out. Now I'm going to apply gum on the Marco fully so that material can stay on it. Okay. So this is it. I'm waiting for it to get dry. I've applied gum. So I can do the other one that I did. Since we have cut out the material. Okay, so it's time to do this. Don't forget what we did first one from this part. Just take your time and do it well. Okay, so this is this. We trim off the remaining part of it. I could eat for the other one. Done that, so we can now apply gum just like we did for the other one to ensure that it's well glued to the material. This one is, it's been a while I applied gum, so it's getting dry already. So we'll still just put just a little. You can see just a little, please. It will smell if it's too much. Just a little. Okay. So I'm going to apply gum like we did for the other one. I always like to use my gum in bits because sometimes you might not finish the quantity that you pull out and to get stuck to the container. So you bring them out in bits depending on what you intend to achieve. You bring them out in bits. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to get, it's step by step, so it's not something you can rush until you are done. You have to do it one step at a time. So this one, we're done with this, so I'm going to fold it now. You have to be careful. You can see I have gum in my hand. You have to be careful so it doesn't get soiled. I want you to see how I'm folding it because it's clothing material. You have to be careful. You can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see, but I need you to see. Okay, so this is it. It's clear. I hope you can see. This is it. Yeah, now so you can see we're almost done. So you see, this is going to be on this. It's going to be on this. It's very light. It's not heavy. It's going to be on this. So, but before now, we are the final touch, the final stage. That's where we are now. So, where is the other one that we cut down? Okay, sorry, hold on. Okay, so this is it. This is going to be. Can you see? You can see it's already looking beautiful. Don't worry, we're almost there. Yeah, so now we put the last, and I mentioned using the last. Can you see? This is the last. That's what we use it to measure. So it's still the same thing we are going to use. We are at the final stage now. So this is the last that we're going to use. So before we can go in, I will now put one at the back. Okay. So this one too, at the edges, we put gum. If it's too long, please try and trim off a little. Okay, so now we're going to apply gum here and here. I can start to put another one, but it will be too heavy. I want it to be light since we tend to wear it in the house. So here, we're applying gum. Can you see? We're applying gum here. Okay, this is the 1 inch that we left out, so that is where we're applying our gum. Same goes for the other part, the 1 inch that we left out. That's why I'm applying our gum. So we'll now wait for it to get dry. Once it's dried, then we're done. So, wait. We're going back to what we did last. We'll leave this. Once it's getting dried, then we can fix something else, which is to ensure this is properly dried. So we ensure that we glue it properly to the floor of the slippers. In both ways, ensure that it's properly glued. The seams has gone together now, properly glued to the edges. Okay, so we are done with this. Now, let me now do this for us so that we can complete this class. We can't complete without using our last, like I mentioned. So we're going to place our last. You know, when you put your feet doesn't get to the front of the slippers. It comes a bit, just a little backward. Can you see? Put your feet just a little behind. So now this is it. We'll now put this one. This is the front part. Can we see? This is it. So now we'll apply. We are gumming it. I want 1 inch. That's what we are using now. Do you have an idea what this looks like? Do you understand what this is? You can decide to wear this within the house. So, can we see now? Can we see this? So now we are done with this. We're going to fix it up on the sole. You see? Yeah, so now the final stage is to apply gum here and apply gum here too. So I'm putting gum here, but I want to make it a bit rough. So I'm going to use my sharp. Can you see? So that the gum can stick properly on it. I hope you can see it now. It's a bit rough. Now we're going to apply gum. Just like we did for the other one, ensure the gum doesn't smell. Ensure your gum doesn't smell. Your gum must not at any point smell. Okay, so looks like we are done with this. We'll apply gum on the other part too. So this is it. Okay, so this is the last stage. We are done with this. So now we're putting it together. You can see that's our final stage. And boom, we are done. So this is it. You can decide to wear this anywhere within the house. It's a bit high, but you can decide to make it flat if you want. But I decided to use it because I wanted us to use our abandoned material, which is the slippers, which is the most important thing because what I used up to the other upper part is not very strong. So you can't use it alone. So you still have to use something else. If you had not made use of these slippers, abandoned slippers, I'm sure would have used something else. Not I'm sure we would have actually used something else to achieve it. So this is it. What is it that you have at home that has been abandoned that you think that you can still use? DM me, you can chat me up, let me know. You can bring it back to life through this medium. So please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Bye.